Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. This reading today is about magic. It's all about your own magic and also something magical that happens in your life. So, pile number 1, we have Leo, Capricorn, Gemini, and Aquarius. Your card is Ix-Shell with creativity. For pile number 2, we have Virgo, Libra, Pisces, and Cancer. Your card is Uzume with laughter. For pile number 3, we have Sagittarius, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aries. Your card is Eoster with growth, or Ostara. Okay, I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using the card, the zodiac signs, or just your intuition. I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, your card is Ix-Shell with creativity. And this means that your magic is really in yourself to me. So it seems like whatever you want to create, that is an expression of who you are, that is an expression of your soul's desire, of your dreams. So whenever you try to materialize the things that you have in your mind, that's when real magic happens in your life right now. So to me, this is just focusing a lot on your self-expression and who you are. What is the essence of who you are? And how that self-expression accurately portrays that. Okay. What else is magic doing for you? I guess that's it. Yeah, okay. So what else do we have for pile number 1? Beautiful Venus. So once again, what do you consider beautiful? And also, what do you consider beautiful about yourself? And how can you beautify it? How can you turn it into something even more visible and even more expressive, maybe? Full moon in air with the flower stage, and this is solution. Okay. Finding an answer, finding a solution. Okay. Then we have the first quarter increasing in air, and this is a leaf stage with adaptability. So a lot of air. It's very yellow. And this is the waxing crescent moon. Sorry for that. Waxing crescent moon, increasing in water, the sprout stage, and the keyword is instinct. So I feel like there's something that comes from a very, very deep place in you. So it might be that your magic is about the transmutation of something that is very deeply embedded in who you are. And I feel like right now, whenever this reading reaches you, you're having this increased ability to finish things, to finish projects, to finish whatever you're doing, whatever you want to achieve. So it feels like you're at a stage that the conclusion is in your grasp, and it seems like maybe you need to dive a little bit deeper to finish the whole thing, to wrap it up. And it feels like the magic is there. So that's the real magic of your situation, is you diving really deeply into yourself and finding something that will help you end a situation or conclude a situation. Maybe it's a creation, like you're painting. Imagine you're painting and you're struggling to finish this painting. Like you paint and you paint and you never feel like it's finished. So there's a project that you're working on that never feels like it's truly finished. And I feel like true magic comes from a deep place in you that will help you finish something. I feel like finishing this also increases your magic. So maybe this is also something that is, I don't know, maybe draining a lot of your resources or worrying you. Maybe it's like this nagging thought that's like telling you didn't finish this yet, you should finish this, you should do this. When we have these thoughts of things that we should do or that we want to do, but we don't feel ready. There's something about that. And I feel like this reading is telling you that you have everything that you need at your disposal. The resources are internal. I feel like there's this will that needs to be unlocked. That's something deep. Okay. We have the sun in Aries with assertion. Interesting. Mars in Gemini with decision. You see, there's this, like, this is the final blow, let's say. This is the final stage of something, and you need to push it a little bit deeper. That's how I'm feeling. Like you need to go in yourself. You need to get in touch with maybe it's your emotions, because a lot of our creativity comes from the exploration of our emotional universe, let's say. So how do you feel about certain things? There's something deep that if you access, you kind of unblock. Not kind of, absolutely. You unblock this and you unlock a power, a magical power. Jupiter in Pisces with seduction. Interesting, right? Because okay, I feel like I have possibly unlocked a different layer of the reading. Let's see. Okay, we have Mercury in Virgo with caution and Venus in Pisces with submission. So, okay. I feel like you're going to convince someone of something. It's like you're turning something that was against you and making it for you. And it happens because you do that. You do that internally with something that is, maybe it's a characteristic that you see in yourself, and that you also see reflected in others. And I feel like you're making a decision. You're making a decision about someone. Okay, that's very different. Why is your self-expression so connected to a specific person? Is this a specific person? Is this a group of people? Okay, let's investigate. It's like it only matters if you can convince others to also follow a certain flow, and it's not that they need to follow you or that you need to be right or that you need to be the leader or in charge somehow, but there's a decision. And I feel like you need people to be on your side, or at least in touch with you in a certain way. Okay, you have creativity and creativity. This is the Empress. Okay, now I understand. So I feel like you need this magic to expand to a wider group of people or audience, or yeah, a group. It can be a family, it can be a corporation, it can be your team, it can be a friend, a group or a peer group, something like that. And I feel like you need to feel their support for your ideas and your decisions. And it's like you need to convince them, and they also need to decide for you, to be for you, to help you out, to be a part of your project. Courage. To be on the right side. To be on the righteous side, on the correct side. I feel like there's some injustice here that is possibly, it has a little bit of its presence in your own being, and somehow if you convince other people of your point of view, of how much you can also change that in yourself, I feel like you'll also kind of recruit help. I feel like there's a group that they want to help you if you show them that you are righteous. Okay, but it feels like you have to be very courageous and brave to face this, actually. So although in the beginning, this reading, it was looking to me as something that was lighthearted, actually. And now it seems like it's a very heavy burden of responsibility, of accurately portraying a situation, truthfully portraying a situation, so that people might follow the right concepts and the correct way. And I'm saying this not because there's an evil way and a good way, but there is a correct way. And when I say this, it's about justice, okay? It's about being fair. It's about being on the right side in the sense of justice being made, not in the sense of like, I am for this team and I don't care if it's fair, I just want to win. No, to be on the side of what is just and what is true, no matter what. So it's not your specific personal experience anymore here. It's how you transcend your personal experience and now express it to others so that they can understand that you are righteous and that you are like sound, that they can rely on your judgment of things. And it seems like you have this magical ability to change this in groups. So I don't know, maybe I am talking to people who are involved in law, courts, something like that, like being a lawyer or any kind of job related to that. But not only that, you might be defending ideas, you might be defending a project, you might be defending a concept or your work. And it seems like your magic these days is in that retrieval of the injustice that was done to you personally, how it reflects on your character, how it transformed you, and ultimately created and it shaped your character so that you could also help others see injustices and act upon them and not be victims, to be free, okay? To be free from injustice. Six of Wands with success. So it's a victory, and it's a collective victory. Three of Pentacles with guidance. And so I guess that people will feel like you are some sort of guardian angel to them, because what I'm hearing is something like I've worked day and night and lost a lot of sleep so that I could do this, so that I could express myself like this, so that I would be confident to show my ideas to the public and to know that they would be well received and also understood as fair. We have the flowering or blossoming with the Queen of Pentacles. Four of Cups with surrendering yourself or surrender. Three of Swords with isolation, and it also came with, new vision. So to me, this is telling me that you have done a lot of soul searching. You have done, maybe you've cried a lot. You have seen this from the darkest spots. You have been in dark places, and you have seen how painful things can be, how dark life can be without justice. You have been a victim of injustice, possibly, and you have had to thrive and survive and thrive and go through a lot. So now I understand why the lightheartedness came. So because you were able to convert this into lightheartedness, or you are doing it right now, and this reading is saying that that is your magic. Because of that, everyone will see you as a living example of goodness and truth and justice. So you will be their guide through the pain that they might also be experiencing. 10 of Swords, rebirth. Yeah, it's just confirming that Eight of Cups with letting go. Wow. Intensity with the Page of Wands. So I guess you'll be a messenger for people that are still wanting to let go of their past, of their pain. You will help them achieve justice and balance again and peace. It's like your success is going to be other people's success because you are convincing them of something. I don't know what it is. I wish I could understand a little bit better, but I do think that this reading is intentionally open because it should resonate with all victims of injustice. So I feel like most of us have experienced injustice in various degrees. But if this is a very intense theme in your life, I feel like this reading is for you. So it doesn't matter if it's a family issue, if it is work related, or it's just a personal life story. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you have the creative power and the magic to change this completely, to transmute it completely. Because you have gone through all these dark spots, you know exactly where the light is. You have seen it from many angles. And now you can focus your energy there. So I guess I'm talking to people who are in various different stages of this. But the end message, so the message that resonates, that should resonate with most of you, is that your victory is a collective victory. And whatever you achieve in your personal sphere that is related to the theme injustice is immediately going to be reflected on the outside, on the group that you are in contact with. And even if you're not in contact with anyone, it will resonate, okay? It's really powerful. It seems like it's one of the most powerful things that you can do with your energy at the moment is to address injustice. Because the moment you start addressing that aspect of yourself, the collective sphere immediately shifts. And I also dare say that life will get much easier for you, and you will stand taller and be more respected because you will detach yourself from that story of injustice, but in a way that doesn't erase it. You include it, but you're not living in the same, you're not living in the darker spots of that story. You are now living in the light part of that story. And that, of course, implies that there is a letting go. There are stages here of evolution that need to be resolved, that need to be lived through, so that you can be a child again and innocent again, and innocent in a different way. So you take that energy of injustice to a different frequency, and it turns into something else. And that's the magic part. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2, your card is Uzume, with laughter. And so this is telling me that your magic right now lies in having a sense of humor, in laughing, in being a bit ridiculous, or in seeing what is ridiculous in life, or in even in tragedy or things that are painful. Okay, so let's see. So when I say being ridiculous, I'm not being depreciative in any way. I'm just saying that laughing at ourselves or being silly can lighten the load and can be the thing that makes all the difference. So let's see. I'm already hearing like saving a situation, saving someone, or saving something. Okay, we have the visitor. Sorry, okay, with the 7th moon mansion. The visitor. And the sword. The 17th moon mansion. Interesting. Even the colors are similar. Look at the colors of the robes, and it's all yellow, red, green. Yellow, red, green. Also here, yellow, red, and green. So we have the waxing crescent moon increasing in fire with the sprout stage, and this is impulse. The keyword impulse. Next we have the waning gibbous moon decreasing in fire, the fruit stage with trust. It looks like a pomegranate. I'm always drawn to that aspect of this card because of the Persephone mythology. So there's something here that's kind of comical in nature, that's funny, or that makes people laugh, but that's also about someone that comes into your life that is unexpected. Maybe it's someone that you are not acquainted with yet, and somehow, in a funny way, in a strange and funny way, this person will help you solve something, like a difficult problem. That's what I'm seeing here. Because there's such a repetition of the colors, I feel like it's something that has been with you. And suddenly you're just joking about something, or someone hears your conversation and they feel like you're funny, they engage with you, they sense your confidence, and they understand something about your attitude. And something just connects. There's a spark, and you end up solving some very, like a very critical thing in your life, something really big. That's so interesting. It's like a fortuitous meeting. So it feels like right now in your life, magic is working in strange ways. So it's not about what you can do, it's about your attitude and your spontaneous reaction. It's about your what motivates you in from the beginning. So what you want, what you desire, and also to show confidence in your ideas, to show people that you're serious, but that you know how to laugh, to show people that you understand that there is a funny aspect to this, even if it's something painful or somehow tragic. It can also be matters of justice, because you do have swords here, and the sword, this card can also be about legal matters. So you solve a legal matter by laughing. That's insane. That's hilarious, actually. So I feel like there's this kind of I'm trying to find the word. It will come. It will come. It's an expression, actually. Okay, let's see what else. So we have Mercury in Pisces with inspiration, Saturn in Pisces with loss. Let's see if we can push this a bit. We have Jupiter in Pisces with seduction. It's all Pisces. All Pisces. Pisces also in the pile, so there might be something about that. Sun in Capricorn with achievement. And Jupiter in Taurus with status. Okay, that's why I was saying, like, maybe you will meet someone who has a very high access to whatever is influencing this situation, that might have some legal implications, that might have some like paperwork involved, bureaucracy, something that needs to be corrected. Someone has access to that, and you're meeting that person serendipitously. So it feels like magic is operating in your life, so that you meet this person by chance, or in a context that is completely relaxed. And I don't think it has anything to do with the issue itself. So it's like you encounter this person in a bar, or having fun at a festival, or in the park with the kids. You know, there's something funny, there's something relaxed about it, but that person is going to have a huge impact. Or the information that you get by that encounter also has a huge impact in your situation. So you just need to trust that this is going to happen. And the universe is working in strange ways for you. Princess of Staves. Just confidence, confidence, confidence. And push forward, confidence. Represent what you need to represent daily, and just be present. Be present. Have a lot of awareness of your surroundings. Nine of Staves. One, vigilance, presence. Ace of Staves. That's a lot of wands. It's all wands, and it's so red. Everything is so red and green and yellow. But mostly red here, right? Maybe it's something that you're really passionate about, something that can even anger you, because red is a really powerful color. So if we're constantly around red, it's a bit too much. It's very overpowering, and it's of course the color of impulse and rage and rashness, impulsiveness. 10 of Cups. So yeah, this is about some sort of conclusion. Magic. There you go. So you have magic in your magic reading. That's double magic. And Isis, really powerful archetype. Magic. It also feels to me that you are encountering ancient magic. So this might be something that's a generational karma, because you also have the 10 of Cups, and to me that's a lot. You know, that's a lot of cups. That's a big conclusion. It's a glimpse of something that's coming also. So it's being on the cusp of something that's really powerful. It's the rainbow. It's all the colors. So it's like you're red right now, okay? And you're going to achieve all the colors. You're going to have access to, I wouldn't say all that you desire right now, because we change, but you're going to have access to the necessary information and tools to solve a great karmic imbalance that possibly has been going on for more than one generation for you. And more than an injustice, I feel like it's almost like solving a mystery. Like finally closing a case. Power. And this is the Emperor card with Freya. Tradition with Juno. This is the Hierophant. And the High Priestess, Wisdom, with Saraswati. And it's such a powerful row here. The Emperor, the Hierophant, and the High Priestess. These are very, very powerful archetypes in your life. So it feels like achieving something that can kind of restart or reboot your life. Like having an opportunity to do something correctly from the beginning. Course correcting. Okay, so your magic is about having this inner knowing that things will happen no matter what, because the universe always corrects the wrongs. There's nothing that's left undone. Nothing is left behind. Everything is considered. Everything, it's like God sees everything that happens. There's nothing that he or she misses. There's nothing that can be overlooked by the consciousness that created all of this. So there's no way that this isn't going to happen. So you having faith in yourself and faith in your story, faith in the universe and in in the natural organization of life, you know that this is going to happen. You already know that this is going to happen, or that it should happen. You have sacrifice with Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin, wow, this is so powerful. It's all major arcana. Queen of Swords. And the Seven of Cups. Okay, so I feel like this is telling you that although there's something that you're not quite sure of yet, okay, that's a lot of, I saw a whole story. So there's this whole story here. That's the advice. And it's telling me that you shouldn't be confused. You shouldn't be so confused. And maybe you are sometimes. Maybe it's not something that is constant or steady in your life. That feeling that there's no way that this could be. Like, I can't believe that everything could be so wrong. Or that, that everything could be so reversed or so inverted or so confused. Because I feel like when I see the sword here, I see a situation that has a lot of pitfalls and a lot of hidden dangers, like the snakes, hiding in the grass and attacking the good things and the good parts of whatever you're doing. There are a lot of snakes, and it might feel dangerous sometimes and difficult to clear your mind when you feel those things, when you engage with the problems, the snakes, let's say. And I think that they want, it's intentional, okay? They want to delay. Yeah, they want to delay your action. That's why you have Kuan Yin, which is the Hanged Man. And to me, it's like they want you to give up. They want you to let go of the baby, they want you to let go. But I don't think that that's the way. And sometimes you need to be a bit cold and a bit like a sword, cutting, very sharp-minded. And it's like you have some people around you, and I'm not saying like they're your friends or they're pretending to be someone who they're not. I'm mostly focusing on people who are really not too much in your vicinity, but they are in places of power that influence your situation. And I feel like they want you to give up. They want to confuse you. They don't want you to think clearly. They want you to think that you have a lot of options and most of them are fake. okay? And they want to confuse you with fake options when there's only one, maybe. And the Queen of Swords is very like determined, cold-hearted, like, no, this is the way. I don't care about what other people are saying. And they can be, Queen of Swords can be very detached, emotionally detached. And maybe they think that you're not ready to make the right sacrifices also with Kuan Yin. Those snakes might think that you want the same things as they want. And actually you're in a completely different storyline. And that's why you know things are going your way, because you're not in the same story as they are. And they will be defeated in a very comical and silly way. And I have no idea why, but it will feel like a joke, like the joke's on you, the joke's on the snakes that wanted to defeat you, that thought that you were living in the same wavelength as they were, like wanting, like being greedy, wanting things that they don't deserve, not wanting to do the work and to just exploit, or to be like this energy of the leech. That's what I'm feeling here. And she also has this, they look like really long leeches to me, these little black strings, snake like also. And it's like they want to drain, okay? They want to steal, but the truth prevails. And because you are living in a different story, a different layer of the whole story, they don't realize that. They just see you as maybe competition, for instance. And I feel like someone will give you access to knowledge, or to a position, or to, I don't know, a document, something, a technology, possibly, that is the true cup in the midst of all the fake and poisonous cups. The cups that won't make you happy. There's one way that's true, and it's sharp. It's one idea that's really clear. And I feel like the universe is conspiring to bring you together, this new person, this completely fortuitous encounter that will change your perspective completely. It will allow you to also see how you have the higher ground here in this story, and how you can use that to your benefit, and how you can transform your own reality with the help of everything that is manifesting and that is being materialized at the moment. That just helps you. It just aids you. And it's going to also make you laugh and think how ironic. It's like life can be really comical, can be funny like that. And sometimes we're so involved in the little stories, in our little stories, or big stories, and maybe very dramatic and very they can suck a lot of attention and a lot of our drain a lot of our energy. And we're not aware that there's a higher story, there's a higher dimension to this. And maybe you're actually already there, and you know that you are already there. But sometimes in our actions, in our daily life, we get a bit lost, and we don't see. We take the forest, we think that the tree is the whole forest, and we can't see the true option, the true cup that's there. And I feel like that cup comes from a stranger or from someone who you are not acquainted with yet. And they just hand you this like information or this document or this key. They hand you this with a smile and laughing and saying like, how funny is that we meet like this and that we solve this whole situation with a joke and a smile. It's incredible. Beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3, you have the card Astra with growth. And Astra is connected to expansion and to learning, to stretching our abilities, to increase of our skills. And I'm also drawn to this funny unicorn here, and the unicorn is of course also a term that is broadly used today to describe certain kinds of projects that have huge success while being maybe underrated or starting very small, being very bold, very daring and original. So to me, this is talking about learning something new, expanding your horizons on a skill maybe, or a project that you're currently involved with, or just stretching and expanding something in your life. Interesting. Okay. So how is magic operating in your life these days? And also, what's magic about you? Okay, here we go. We have the Rebel, and it's the 25th moon mansion. So the Rebel, and this character is upside down. So there's something here about being daring, about daring to do something new, daring to go to a different place, to meet new people. Let's see. Okay, so we have the 4th moon mansion with stone. And this is more the opposite, like the more traditional aspects of life. Also what is inherited. Okay. So we have the first quarter increasing in water, the leaf stage with the keyword choice, and the full moon in earth, flower stage, and the keyword is achievement or concretization. Okay. So I'm already listening, hearing in my mind something like, imagine how things could be and how you could be if you explored yourself to your fullest potential, if you stretched yourself to your limits right now. So we have Venus in Cancer with birth, and because we have growth and Astra here, I'm also thinking that some of you might want to stretch your belly, like have a baby. So this is just for those of you who want that. And maybe this can also be an act of rebellion in a way, choosing to rebel and do something. And maybe this has to do with having a baby, or if it's not about having a baby, it can be about you creating something that's your own creation. That's something that's really you. Okay, so we have Venus in Capricorn with convention. Convention and stone. These cards are really, to me, they have a very similar vibe. You have a character, you have a house, and you have very square shapes. And there's also this kind of weird way to see the landscape, like as if you're seeing from above, but you're seeing the elements on the side. There's something with the perspective. Okay. Venus in Leo with affair. Jupiter in Scorpio with manipulation. And Moon in Leo with appreciation. Okay, two cards, very powerful. The Emperor and the Hierophant came together. There's the convention and the structure and what is written, what has been done before, what has been tried, what is, standard operation. So it seems like an invitation to stretch the boundaries, to try different things and to experiment, to not just stick with what is familiar, but I feel like there's much more here. So Two of Pentacles. Okay, so maybe you might want to just do one thing or the other, and I guess that you have to juggle. Maybe you have to juggle at the moment. Okay, Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands. So this is telling me that you might have to wait a little before you're ready to achieve the right mix, the right harmony here. Because I feel like maybe this reading is actually talking about you having to find a good balance between conventional attitudes and rules and patterns of action and institutional action, something like that, and stretching the limits and the rebel side, your rebel side, and it's not only being creative, but it's also wanting to push things, okay, a little bit further. And there's this balance here. You have to find a good balance for you so that you can preserve your energy, so that you can achieve what you want, actually, because I do feel like you want to achieve this. That's the perfection. Sorry. Perfection comes from this perfect being that is created, comes from the right mix of the sun energy as well as the moon energy. So Devil. I'm sorry, I'm silent because I am receiving a lot of stories, and so something feels like imprisonment. It feels like it's heavy, and this reading seemed much more light also than I feel it right now. It feels like there's something heavy and there's something bothering you with this balance that you need to achieve. But I feel like this reading is coming to you to also tell you that the magic that achieves this balance is more natural than you think. So it's something that comes naturally from within you, but it's also naturally occurring in nature. So it's not that you need to put so much effort into it. It just happens, okay? So if you let things, if you give them a breather, and if you give some time for things to grow, you don't need to be like watching the plant grow, okay? You can relax sometimes and let it just do its thing. It has a program, okay, that it has to follow. So it's like you navigating all these different aspects, but that can be kind of boiled down to this dichotomy between convention and rebellion. One isn't less authentic or less valuable than the other, but sometimes they can both feel overbearing or like overpowering you, overpowering your own will and your own sense of flow. Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Page of Wands, okay, finally we have two cards, now three coming together, the Chariot, the Eight of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Notice how these two cards, both of the characters are blindfolded. It seems to me like you're going to do something, but I don't think you're fully aware of the consequences of what you are doing, and maybe you never will fully grasp the implications of this. But I think that this message is also coming to you so that you understand that you're not meant to see everything and you're not meant to understand everything. Your drive and your motivation sometimes is exactly what is needed to push things forward and to give also other people the spark, the inspiration. There's three aces in this reading. So I feel like there's new life, okay, waiting for you. There's a new life. And it's going to happen no matter what you do. It doesn't matter. All you have to do is just continue. And also that balance between convention and rebellion, and that balance between the sun and the moon, is much more natural than your own doing, okay? So what is it that you have to focus on? I believe that you have to Focus on the vision that you want to create. You focus on that, but you're also content with the steps that you take. It's like you need to derive energy from that. The magic comes from you knowing when to stop and just smell the roses. When to stop and relax and just, pet the dog and have a coffee, have a cup of tea, speak with a friend, knowing when to stop. And why is it important? Because a lot of what you are doing actually has consequences that and happens behind the scenes for you. It has consequences that you're not going to be aware of, at least in the foreseeable future. I feel like you have to be guided by faith. So this card is almost as if faith was a horse, if faith was represented by a horse, you would be riding it. You do things strictly out of faith in something better, and hope. That's why in some languages, and I'm not sure if in English also, expecting a baby can also be said like being hopeful or hoping for something, being filled with hope and expectation, in the sense that you are also in the hands of God. And that new baby, that new project, that new thing that you are involved with is also in the hands of God. So I feel like the magic will continue to work even when you're resting. You don't need to feel like rules are imprisoning you, but also the expectation of doing things differently or of finding unorthodox solutions shouldn't be like a burdensome. I'm also seeing something else here. Sorry for the long silences. It's just so much information that it's hard to digest and then put into words. I feel like I'm again drawn to Astra, and it feels to me like springtime, which is the season of growth, the season of flowering. That's an important season for whatever you're doing. Maybe it's a season when things will be ready, things will be mature enough but right now you need to just hope and to do things out of faith. There's a lot here. I feel like this reading would take me like 3 hours or something, because it feels like there's so that it could be more useful, I would have to be here more time, because it feels like this group's life mission has a very specific balance between the rebellion, so the innovative aspect of creation, and the inherited, the familiar. It's also like a person, okay? So there's an aspect of the baby that is completely inherited, but because of the mutations and also other spiritual realities that we are maybe not yet capable of describing accurately, there's something new about that being. Nothing is ever the same. No one person is the exact copy of the other. There's always some sort of difference, a mutation. Even twins, they have some difference, right? They're not just copies. And that's what I'm trying to describe. Like there's this balance, this precise balance between the tradition, the conventional and the familiar, and the innovative, the little detail that makes everything seem completely new and never seen before, and that strikes a chord with the now, with the people who are involved now, and also the people who are touched by whatever you're doing, whatever, and your attitude towards life, because this can also be about I see all the aces here. I see you starting things for other people. Maybe that's why you have the rebel and the convention. So it's like it's something that everyone can understand. It's something that everyone will it's like they get the document. But how you present that document, or how you present that theme, that project, that idea, there's something here that takes it to another level and that shows people a glimpse of the future. And maybe this is also why you say moved by faith. This is, if this reading had a title, I would say it would be moved by faith. And the faith would be this horse. Maybe you're passionate about having faith. Ah, okay. So this is your magic. That was hard. That was sorry, it was hard to get to it, because I feel like there are a lot of ideas circulating in the air, and there are a lot of issues to be considered, and the essence was hard to get. But I feel like that's the essence of this reading, is that your magic right now is faith. It's the most powerful magic that you have. It will turn every situation around. It will always give you solutions and point out solutions and ways to do things that are innovative, but also familiar at the same time. It's like they will keep things together. These ways of doing things will keep things together. People together also, they restore something like a dynamic, maybe a family dynamic or a friendship. I don't know, something gets like rebooted, something restarts, and it restarts because of faith. And you are the one who is riding that horse. So you're the one who comes in and shows people how to act like that, because you act like that. And it also doesn't require a lot of energy from you. It shouldn't, okay? If it's an effort, it shouldn't be an effort. You should be free to flow, okay? You need to flow. You need to give just enough, and then it reboots the situation. Then you give just enough, and then it reboots the whole situation again. So it seems like it's going to be a bit of a juggle for you, but it is what is creating something beautiful in your life. And it's also creating a lot of love for you, love that you will get back. Beautiful. You're inspiring a lot of people. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.